Chef Kyle here, and today we're going to make a potato frittata. This is a quick, easy breakfast, or sometimes an appetizer or tapas in Spain. We've got bacon here. This is raw pork, so we're concerned today about cross-contamination. So I'm going to go ahead and wear a glove for this demo purpose. I'm going to go ahead and take my knife and cut what we call lardones, or thin strips. If you want to chop this, you can, but this will be nice, little, easy. From there, we're going to go into our saute pan. Okay, we just preheated that over medium heat for a little bit. And you can hear when the bacon goes in, we get a little bit of a sizzle. From there, I'm going to remove my glove and swap out or give this to my partner to wash. Again, we're worried about cross-contamination with bacon, so if my cutting board, I wouldn't go ahead and process all of these additional ingredients, and I don't want to avoid touching anything with my hands. So from there, we can go ahead. This may or may not be the first time you're using an induction burner, and the way this works is through magnets, so the pan has to be in contact with the stove. If I go ahead and lift this up, it's going to turn it off. It's not going to continue cooking, so it has to stay here. So if you need to move anything around, you can go ahead and use a spatula. For the rest of this recipe, what we're going to go ahead and do is process some vegetables. I'm going to do them in the order that I'm going to cook. So here I have an onion. If your teacher hasn't already pre-portioned your onions and you've been asked to do it, you're going to go ahead and lop off both the top and the bottom. And then we cut through the root. So the root is here, and you'll see why that's going to be important a little bit in a second. One more time. And as I'm going, I'm constantly cleaning my station, getting garbage out of the way, things that I'm not using, getting those out of the way, wiping down, and again, cleaning as we go. This is one of the biggest things you can do to help yourself out. I'm going to go ahead and peel off that outer layer. Okay. And from there, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of identify these thin little lines in the onion. Those are going to act as guides for us. We're going to go ahead and cut some thin strips. And as I'm doing this, you notice my knuckles are kind of bent. My thumb is behind those knuckles, acting as a kind of a bear claw. And I'm holding the knife in the center of the blade. So from there, we take our little thin strips. We go ahead and line those up and stack them, turn direction, and we rock through. The tip of the knife should stay kind of in constant contact with the board, and my thumb is staying behind those fingers. Kind of line these up a little better. Rocking motion with that knife. At no point am I taking this and chopping back and forth. So, to get these from the cutting board into my pan, we like to use a little bench scraper. If they're not all perfect shape and size, that's fine. This is kind of a rustic dish. I'll use that bench scraper to kind of clean up as we go. Okay. Go ahead and get that kind of stirred in there. It's starting to smell good. We got bacon, we've got onions. I'm gonna put this all together. The recipe might say to remove the bacon and continue to cook, but we can do it all in the same pan. From there, what I'm gonna do is process my potato. Your teacher or you may or may not want to peel it. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the peel on. What we're gonna do is we've got a round potato. We're gonna find a kind of a flat spot so it doesn't roll around on us. And then I go ahead and lop off the edges, square it up. We're not going to throw those away. Again, this is a rustic dish. We're going to use those up. So we're going to go ahead and take our square, and we're going to cut about 1/4 inch, what we call planks. And then we take those planks and we go ahead and stack those, and we cut French fry or a batonette, or some will call this a julienne. Take and stack those. You can see Got our strips there. And I'm gonna go ahead and dice. Now there's a good chance you're gonna be making this over 2 days. So you're gonna wanna put these into a baggie with water or a container with water so they don't brown or oxidize. I'm cooking a la minute right now, so everything is happening fast. We're gonna take our potato, we're gonna drop that in, get that browned up in the fat. For the sake of your recipe, you're gonna continue to cook these, but I'm not gonna do that now. We then have a garlic clove. There's a root end here. We're gonna go ahead and cut that off. Cut the top off. And then I give it a little smack, and the peel should come right off. Okay? If you want, you can go ahead and take and thinly slice this, again with that bear claw grip and rocking. Or sometimes what I like to do is take and give it a smash and then kind of rock it back and forth with the knife to give us a smooth paste. Keeping an eye on our bacon and potatoes. As you're cooking, our recipes are kind of just roadmaps, but we've got to use our brains as well. So if we notice things are burning or getting too brown too fast, we've got to turn down our heat, okay? So you've got to be in charge of that yourself. I'm gonna go ahead, add in our bacon or our garlic. Okay. That'll start to get real nice and aromatic. Then we have some parsley. This is what we call a soft herb. So these stems are edible and I actually like to use them. So what I do is I take and kind of sort through if I see any browning to get rid of that. But from there I kind of just fold this up on itself. And then go ahead and again with that bear claw grip, come through and thinly slice this parsley. Again, very important to keep the knife on the board and your thumb behind your fingers. Okay? From there, what we might do is if I missed a few pieces, what we're going to do is take our hand on top of the knife and we're going to just kind of rotate like the shape of a clock, back and forth until it's all chopped nice. Again, this is a rustic dish. If everything's not perfect, that's fine. Here we have some eggs and milk in a pan. Quick reminder, egg on a flat surface, and then we crack over our bowl. If I notice I got any shell in there, I'm gonna use the shell itself to come in and pick up any shell, not our fingers. Okay? So from there, we're gonna go ahead and add our seasonings. We've got salt, black pepper, and a little mustard. If you don't like mustard, you'll find that you won't actually even notice it in this recipe. So we're gonna go ahead and whisk those up, kind of crack the yolks. Okay. And I see a lot of people just kind of stir this gently. Okay, when we're coming in here, we really want to whisk that up. We want to break up all the whites, and all the yolks, and we shouldn't see any sort of slime. Up. To that mixture, I'm going to go ahead and add my cheese. Add my parsley. Okay. Give that one little final whisk. And from there, you've got a couple options as far as preparing your pan. Some might drop the eggs right into here and cook in the pan, and then you would get a nice brown crust on that. But for the sake of our class, we're going to go with 2 options. You might use one large pan, or you've got individual pans here. When we're spraying this, again, we want to spray over our garbage cans so we don't get our floor is nice and slippery. And all I'm going to do is drop in my cooked potatoes and bacon and onion and garlic. Get that dropped in. Spread that out nice and even. And then we take our egg mixture, we're going to drop that over the top, and we're going to place that in a 350, 400 degree oven for about 20, 25 minutes.